We're happy to announce in this video that Social Security beneficiaries, including those receiving SSI, SSDI, and VA payments, will soon begin receiving automatic deposits. The deposit is $1,900, and we'll go into more detail about the $2,800 in confirmed direct payments. Payments outlining the automatic deposit of funds into recipients' accounts, offering much-needed financial assistance. We'll also talk about the importance of these payments, particularly for individuals who depend on them for everyday living expenditures. Action that has shocked people nationwide. The federal government has verified the launch of a groundbreaking financial aid initiative aimed at millions of Americans receiving Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, or Supplemental Security Income, SSDI and VA benefits for veterans. This innovative program provides $2,800 in direct payments in addition to $1,900 in automatic contributions, representing a $4,700 in total cash infusion for qualified recipients. As the country struggles with the complexities of this ambitious plan, the announcement has produced a flurry of reactions ranging from jubilation and relief among suffering households to serious disputes about the program's practicality, funding sources, and long-term repercussions. It is evident that the potential impact on innumerable people's lives and families may be nothing short of revolutionary, and there has been a long-standing need for financial assistance. Proponents and legislators have alerted the public to the inadequate benefit levels currently provided by Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and the VA. Program payments, while crucial as financial supports for millions of Americans, have frequently been insufficient to meet the rising prices of necessities like housing, healthcare, and utilities. Unfortunately, a lot of the receivers have ended up caught in a poverty cycle, and unstable finances compelled to make painful decisions between maintaining a roof over their heads and paying for food and medication. The COVID-19 pandemic's aftereffects, which disproportionately affected underprivileged populations and revealed the weakness of their financial safety nets, have made this bad situation worse. In light of this, the federal government's decision to offer automatic $1,900 deposits and additional $2,800 direct payments takes on significant importance for many recipients. This infusion of funds could be the difference between them having to struggle to make ends meet and being able to achieve some semblance of financial stability, which would ultimately improve their quality of life. Who is eligible and when the payments will be made, as well as improving their quality of life and enabling them to satisfy their basic necessities with dignity. Those who primarily rely on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits are the target audience for the eligibility requirements for these payments. Revenue, which comprises retirement benefits from Social Security. Those who have worked for the Social Security system for at least 62 years and made contributions during their employment will be qualified for the automatic $1,900 deposit and the extra $2,800 direct payment of Supplementary Security Income, SSI. Gives low-income people financial support if they are 65 years of age or older, blind, or crippled. These people will also be eligible for both payments. Disability insurance through Social Security. The money will be available to SSDI beneficiaries who are unable to work due to long-term impairments. Veterans Affairs infusion. According to government officials, the payout program will include veterans and their families who depend on VA benefits, such as disability compensation pensions and other forms of financial support. The automatic $1,900 deposits will be processed through current payment channels, such as direct. The additional $2,800 in direct payments will be distributed in a same way, guaranteeing that the monies reach the recipients promptly and effectively, with an impact on poverty and financial stability. The funds will either be deposited into the recipient's bank accounts or loaded onto their Direct Express debit cards. The possible consequences of this significant. It is impossible to exaggerate how large of a financial boost the combined $4,700 in payments may be for many recipients. It could put them over the federal poverty line and provide much-needed financial safety net. Studies show that approximately 8.5 million Americans are 65 years of age or older. We're living in poverty in 2021, a startling statistic that highlights the urgent need for focused aid that puts billions of dollars straight into the hands of these vulnerable groups. The administration wants to tackle this problem head-on, easing the financial burden and allowing beneficiaries to purchase necessary costs without sacrificing their fundamental requirements. In addition, greater financial stability could have a cascading impact on local economies and communities, since more discretionary money means that people are in a better position to support their communities. Encourage small companies and make personal investments in their own health by enhanced availability of healthcare, education, and other essential services addressing issues of long-term sustainability and cost, even though it is clearly commendable that millions of Americans might receive significant financial relief. In addition, the program's affordability and long-term viability have drawn criticism and worries. Critics contend that the size of the payments, in addition to the already burdened federal and Social Security budgets, may intensify current financial difficulties and threaten the long-term viability of these essential safety net programs. The projection states that by 2035, the Social Security Trust Fund, which provides retirement and disability benefits, will run out. In the same way that the federal budget deficit has increased recently, policymakers have long been debating how to reconcile the requirements of present program participants with the program's long-term survival in light of the system's impending insolvency. Years, driven by a mix of higher spending, tax breaks, and the financial consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. Supporters of the proposal refute the 19 major concerns expressed on the potential impact of the $4,700 payments on the deficit and the wider implications for the country's fiscal health. They contend that investing in the financial security of marginalized groups is both morally and practically required, and that by rescuing millions of people from poverty and giving them more purchasing power, the ensuing economic stimulus could lead to higher tax revenues, the creation of jobs, and overall advocates also point to the long-term societal costs of poverty and financial instability, which frequently manifest as increased healthcare costs, housing insecurity, and a strain on social services. By investing in direct financial assistance, now that there is potential for economic growth to offset some of the costs associated with the payments. Potential funding sources and reform proposals to address concerns about affordability and sustainability. The federal government has floated several potential funding sources and reform proposals to accompany the potential savings of billions of dollars in future costs associated with addressing the effects of poverty and economic hardship. $2,800 in direct contributions and $1,900 in automatic deposits. Payroll tax modifications are among them. A gradual rise in the payroll tax rate for businesses and employees is one possibility being considered. This might help replenish the Social Security Trust Fund and bring in more money for the federal government. As we examine the implications for Social Security claimants and how these benefits will assist millions of Americans live better lives and experience less financial stress. However, others have criticized this strategy for perhaps placing an increased tax burden on employees and corporations, or getting rid of the taxable income. Presently, the Social Security payroll tax only applies to the first $147,000 of an individual's yearly income. By increasing or removing this cap, the government hopes to increase its revenue from high earners who may provide more money to maintain the payments and support the investment changes for the Social Security system. Rather than depending exclusively on government bonds, some experts have suggested allocating a portion of the Social Security Trust Fund to diversified portfolios that include stocks and bonds. They contend that this strategy could perhaps provide greater rewards and assistance, strengthen the cash reserves over time through progressive benefit plans and means testing. Another idea on the table is the implementation of progressive benefit structures or means testing, which would cap or reduce Social Security payouts for seniors with higher incomes. This strategy seeks to more efficiently direct resources toward those who have the highest financial need, with the possibility of lowering program expenses overall. Reforms to taxes. Advocates have also recommended looking into more comprehensive tax changes, such enacting a wealth tax or closing tax breaks that help corporations and high-income individuals pay less in taxes.